Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It's Saturday. I hope you're enjoying your time with your family, with your friends, or whatever you are doing. Just enjoy. Simply enjoy your time. Guys, in today's video, I will tell you two things that I am identifying in this Mercato 24-25. I don't want to be too repetitive, always with the same names, giving you slight updates, but I want to go towards what I learned from the beginning of the Mercato until now. What did we learn? Seriously, two big things I will reveal you. Don't mind the wall behind me because I'm already preparing Euro 2024, where I'm speaking about on my second channel football, and I will intensify also there the videos uploads because Euro 24 we have to live it. So if you love it, go back and watch it on that channel also, because yesterday we spoke about shirts rating home and away from every participant to Euro 2024. But now we have to speak about Juventus, guys. Speaking about shirts, Juventus, beautiful transition. Well, a lot of you asked me, Beppe, when will the new shirt be released? And what sponsor will we have on the shirt? Yesterday, small update about that. Juventus will release the first home shirt without sponsor. Why? Because at the moment we didn't find a deal with a new sponsor. It's a kind of annoying because main sponsor, Jeep, Side Games on the back, and also Zonda Crypto on the sleeves, losing them at the 30th of June and not having at the moment a new sponsor, Juventus is losing at the moment 50 million euro. Juventus is quite confident to find a new sponsor, and that's why they want to take all their time. The first friendlies that we will play in the Retiro probably will play it without sponsor. Is it a problem? Yes, in a way, if you continue the season without sponsor, but Juventus is quite confident and they want to take their time to find the best possible sponsor, also finding a long-term deal with more money that we have already at the moment with Jeep. And that's an important one. Maybe also waiting for a few signings of Juventus to actually make ourselves even more attractive. And that's an important one about the sponsor that you were asking me. Don't forget, maximum of like, continue to subscribe to the channel and to support the channel. And now we go towards the Mercato and the things that I identified. Guys, Mercato is totally crazy. I told you and I will always repeat you, Mercato is crazy. It is crazy because everything what is true today can be totally wrong tomorrow. Yesterday, Milik played 2 minutes with Poland, friendly. Preparation for Euro 2024. He needed also to prove to the national team that he was someone that needed to go with them at Euro 24. Yesterday he played 2 minutes, injury. Will go under surgery. At the moment we are not sure yet how serious it is. Some rumors are saying 4-6 weeks. Some rumors are saying even longer. So let's see. But that's really changing a lot on the Mercato of Juventus. For what reason? Because Milik could have been on the market playing Euro 24. I don't know, banging 2 or 3, maybe, who knows, 4 goals with Poland in that tournament would make him even more attractive and increase the value of the player and also the offers that Juventus would receive for Milik. And now without him playing that tournament, it's a bit annoying because the value will remain the same, if not even decreasing, because clubs are like, is it a valid physical player? It changes a lot, really a lot, and it will have an impact and consequences on the plan of Cristiano Giuntoli. What did I learn in this Mercato? I will reveal you. Opening the page of Tuttosport, Koopmeiners pressing Juve. There is a pressing on Koopmeiners, something that we already know. But this time they are putting not only Huijsen, as we already know since long, to decrease that request price of 60 million from Atalanta, but also Ealing Jr., something that we are speaking about since yesterday, 2 days ago. But this time also KEAN. Of course, this page has been written before the injury of Milik, which is changing really the plans, because with Milik injured and you can't sell him, maybe you keep KEAN. You see, everything has an impact. Now, let's wait. What do we really learn from all of that? That Juventus, they have two big things in today's Mercato. One, we don't have the cash. This is something that we already knew. Mercato of Juventus will be done. We'll try to do as much as possible. We have a lot of objectives. We have a lot of targets. But Juventus, at the moment, we have no cash. Because if we had the cash, Juventus would have gone for Koopmeiners without taking time to speak about Huijsen, Ealing Jr., about KEAN. They would just have gone there. How much do you want? 60? We give 50. We don't speak about players. Douglas Luiz, we want the player. How much are you asking? That much? Boom. Here is the money. Di Lorenzo, how much do you want? Boom, Juventus do not have the cash. That's the first thing that we learn. Second thing, and that's a really important one, are players that are in a way on the market, they have a lot of requests. They are attractive. Do you remember yesterday we made a video about Thiago Motta increasing the value of the team, of the players? Well, we were blaming this to Juventus the last few years, but in a way, Juventus did a really beautiful work, especially with our young guys, that all of them increased their value, especially when they went on loan, like a Soulé, like a Huizen, like a Barrenechea, for example. All of these players, they increased their value. And Juventus is doing a beautiful work because it's really long time, a few years now, that I didn't remember Juventus having so different players with requests, not only for a loan in a low team, but also for players that clubs say we want to buy that players, and also for a lot of money. Look at that table of Excel I made. It's not complete, of course, but it's just giving you an idea. Soulé, Ealing, Huizen, they all have requests. Federico Chiesa, of course. Miretti, Barrenechea, McKennie, Nicolussi, Barbieri, Bremer, they all have requests. Look at Soulé, for example. Leverkusen, Roma, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. Look at Ealing, United, Manchester, Atalanta, Bologna, and you go towards all the list with all the clubs. But you know what I identified here, and that's probably a third thing that I identified, that you can connect the dots. Look at that. The players. I have identified some players. Atalanta, they are interested in Barbieri, Huizen, Ealing Jr., but apparently Moise Kean, even if I'm not 100% sure. Why? Because Juventus, they want to go for Koopmeiners. Bologna, Juventus is really interested in Calafiori. That is a priority. Ealing Jr. linked to Bologna. Miretti linked to Bologna. Nicolussi and Barbieri linked to Bologna. Aston Villa, we want Douglas Luiz. There are already 3 players that are linked to Aston Villa. Weston McKennie, Federico Chiesa, even if he doesn't want to go there. Mattias Soulé linked to Aston Villa. United, Juventus want Greenwood, apparently. The requests of United are way too much. So Juventus is also speaking about players like Bremer, which would be taken off the Mercato, but also now Ealing Jr. Leverkusen, look, Soulé, Huizen, our names are going towards there. We didn't hear a lot about players. Juventus interested in players of Leverkusen, but Stanisic, Palacios are players that possibly Juventus could look at. Newcastle is also coming there a few times with Huizen, with Soulé, with Federico Chiesa. I didn't identify yet, or I didn't hear yet, players that Juventus is interested from Newcastle. But look at that. So what do we learn? Juventus has no cash to go for a player that is over the 20 million euro. We can't. We just can't. One. Secondly, our players are on the market attractive. Clubs are interested in, and Juventus is pushing these players into these clubs. Then, of course, the difficulty is that you can't sell Soulé to and Leverkusen and Aston Villa and Newcastle and Crystal. It's impossible. So you will need, and that's the big work of Cristiano Giuntoli, and since yesterday also with Pompilio, Giuseppe, they can't go. And their big task will be to identify where is it more convenient to sell the player to. Is it to Leverkusen because we have Stanisic in mind? Is it to Aston Villa, but then not Weston McKennie because we want Douglas Luiz? Is it to that club? Is it that? You see? Super important job, and they can't fail. So the plan now today is, okay, we know it. We put that, maybe they have the same Excel sheet there on their wall. But important will be making the right moves for the right players to actually go for your main targets. Super important. If not, well, you see also there are some clubs there that are not really linked, connected. These are the clubs that are attracted to the player that can possibly give us money. So cash money, so that your treasury is increasing, and without swapping player, you can go on the market and say to a club, we can still put that money on the player. Soulé, Roma is the last one interested in, also reported by Gianluca Di Marzio. Calafiori, and that's one of the things that I was telling you. Yesterday, again, Bologna said, look, Fenucci, the sporting director, or amministratore delegato, the CEO, he said, look, at Bologna, there is only Zirkzee that can choose his own future. Why? Because he has a release clause. For the rest, we decide. And that's what I'm telling you. Juventus will have to be really strong in identifying what Bologna is interested to and giving them the real counterparts if we want to go towards Calafiori. Super important. Then, of course, I said it yesterday. It was 1 p.m. Italian time. I said, pay attention, guys, pay attention. How long will we wait before Saelemaekers will be linked to Juve? Guys, we didn't wait too long. This morning, Tutto Sport, Saelemaekers, the Joker, because he's one that Motta really appreciate. He can leave for 10 million euros, not to Bologna, but Milan, because Bologna is not sure with Italiano to actually make Saelemaekers stay. Milan doesn't want him, so Juventus could go potentially. Guys, you need also to split. I knew it would come. I heard something about the name Saelemaekers, but I can already tell you guys, he will not come to Juve. Forget about Saelemaekers to Juve. It's not something, at the moment at least, at the 8th of June, that Juventus will really look into it, just a name like that. Anyway, assist to Giuntoli. Big picture celebrating of Douglas Luiz on Corriere dello Sport. What are the assists for Giuntoli from that player? Well, we have and Corriere dello Sport and Gazzetta dello Sport that are speaking exactly about the same. Gazzetta dello Sport in small there. Douglas immediately. Aston Villa needs to sell Douglas subito into their page. A big, again, and we know it's the summer, so Gazzetta dello Sport are taking the players shirtless. We know it. They like that. I don't know why. I still don't know why. You remember the summer with Lukaku. But again, Douglas Luiz there in big. There is the assist for Juventus from the Premier League. Why? Because Aston Villa, they are scared to don't respect the financial parameter for Premier League. And they need to sell a player to cash in before the 30th of June. And that's why they are all speaking about imminent. And that's why they are thinking, look, if we can, with all these players that we have, find money and also decrease the requested price, we can go for and Koopmeiners and Douglas Luiz and a fantastic, beautiful, big midfield on top of Rabiot. Why? Because Rabiot, there are all the parts and all the sources are now really optimistic that he can stay at Juventus also in the next few years. Imagine a midfield with Rabiot on the left, Douglas Luiz as a kind of regista, and a Koopmeiners on the right. On top of that, with subs a la Locatelli, Fagioli, and probably, who knows, maybe a Barrenechea or another young player. Not bad as a midfield. Now, Juventus and Federico Chiesa, the big story that I told you we'll speak about every single day, unfortunately, because it's the truth. Well, apparently, according to Pedula, guys, I'm reporting, so don't blame me. It's like that. All the journalists are speaking about it. But Pedula, he went really strong yesterday, saying Federico Chiesa and Juventus, there is no room for the extension, for the renewal. At the moment, and Conte and De Rossi, they want the player. Roma will try. On the other side, if Conte and Napoli, they really push, Federico will go to Napoli. At the moment, there are also some weak interest from Premier League. I told you about Aston Villa, for example, but Fede doesn't want to leave Italy at the moment, so pay attention to that thing. Pay really attention to it. That was it for me, guys, for all the news of today. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe later today, who knows, a second video. If not here, then it will be on football. Thank you for all your support. Grazie, forza, Juve.
Mercato is crazy. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy.